You spoke to President Trump today. Did he ask many questions about what we're doing in Australia? Because obviously our situation much better than theirs.
Yeah, look, he did, and he was very interested. He always is when we speak about what's happening in Australia, and I welcome that. And he had noticed that we were doing particularly well, and we talked about what was happening here. One of the things we discussed in particular was the fact that we both made the decision at about the same time to ensure that we blocked off those incoming visits from China, mainland China. That was quite critical in our story, and in those early weeks, I mean, we only had one case at the time, I think, when we made that decision, and the United States did the same thing. And what that meant was, particularly through our Chinese-Australian community, and they went into self-isolation when those Australian residents and citizens came home, and that ensured that we pretty much prevented that first wave. Now, that didn't occur in Europe, and what's happening in Europe is just heartbreaking, and those flights were going into all of those countries, including in the UK, and we've seen what's happened. So we reflected on that experience. I mean, about half of the states, the President told me, have a low level of coronavirus infection, but the other half, of course, particularly in the tri-state area around Chicago and so on, they've got some very, very, very difficult challenges there. So we were able to share those experiences, and he was pretty impressed with what Australia's doing, I've got to say.